Hey, greetings YouTube. Performance reviews where I give you the review from the technician's point of view of the Levoit Cordless Vacuum. This is a new product, or so I was told by them, but I've actually seen this product before, just not in the United States. There was a product very similar to this, and I'll be very surprised if it wasn't the exact same product that I saw over in Shanghai a few years ago. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this. Now I want to do a full disclosure. They sent me a few products for review free of charge, but no money has exchanged hands, nor will it. And in the past, I have not been very fair to companies that send me products. You go check my back catalog, but I tend to be pretty objective despite them sending me stuff. Generally doesn't work out very well when they send me things, actually. As you can see, the box is just fairly basic. They claim a 2-year warranty, though I don't know of any dealers or anybody who can get parts for these. Well, that is everything it comes with. A upholstery tool, dusting brush combo, a crevice tool, a wand, and a floor tool. Your manuals, some mounting hardware, and a charger. So we're going to talk a little bit about the controls. So you just click it on, and then you have a high setting there, or an auto setting. There appears to be no way to shut the brush roller off for hard floor use. So if you have delicate hard floor, I wouldn't recommend this right off the bat, but if you are doing tile or an engineered floor, it should be fine. The buttons, they're actually aluminum. They're trying to give this a high quality feel, even though, again, it's very much, it's a stick vacuum. It's going to be what it is. I also want to state there's no way for this to stay upright on its own, and all the weight is up top. So you're going to have to either dock this or be careful where you set this, because this will have a tendency to just fall over everywhere. They did mitigate that with a little bit of rubber back here, but with my experience, this doesn't keep it from falling over when you lean it up against a wall. So just set it down. Let's see how much suction this machine gets, and of course put it on its highest setting for this. Well, those first numbers are kind of impressive. We have just under 80 inches of sealed suction and about 25 inches of working vacuum. So that puts this on par, actually a little bit more powerful than something like a Dyson V11 or V15. We'll see how that holds up over time. As you can see there, this suffers from the same problem so many other stick vacuums suffer from, which is that there's no height adjustment or any sort of proper suction relief. So when you do try it on wall-to-wall carpet, it's not going to work very well, especially if you have deeper soft pile carpet like I do. Again, this would be fine if you're doing maybe an area rug or something, but this poor little head really struggles on my particular carpet. Now, I've had this for a little over a month, and I've really just not wanted to use it much. As you can see, it's just not really appropriate for my carpet. I do want to point out the nozzle has some interesting design cues. There's space for large objects. You have nice rubber wheels. Again, there's no height adjustment on this or enough relief to make it work on carpet. And something I noticed on mine is I have a crack right here on the nozzle, and I've barely used the thing. So I think that kind of speaks to the kind of plastic they use. Now the brush roller does come out very easily. Again, I like that. This is easy to clean, but you can feel when you pull this brush roller out. You can hear it from the type of plastic. It's not the right type of polymer for this type of application. And I think some of this has to do with them making air purifiers and not vacuum cleaners primarily. So they just don't have the experience yet with doing this. Now, if enough people buy this, yeah, they'll probably make a second version. Unfortunately, this first version is just not very good, so I don't see why you would buy this over any of the other cordless offerings. If you're new to the channel, we'll definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. But what we have here is our standard pickup test, which is breakfast cereal, flour, cat litter, and fresh pet hair. You're also listening to this on a studio microphone, so you're going to hear the real sound of the machine to give you an idea of the noise level. We're going to run the machine on its highest setting to give it the best chance of picking all this up. So we have a little bit of pet hair left behind. We've got some embedded cat litter. I could grab it. But yeah, it embedded some of the cat litter in the carpet. And then you can, you can see the flour, though it did much better on the flour than I expected it to, and definitely better than some of the other vacuums. And of course it got most of the breakfast cereal. I can see consistently here, and you may have seen it in the stair cleaning section, but the edge cleaning is not particularly good, just something I'm noticing here. And the cleaning path is actually much narrower than you would think. So maybe almost a whole inch on the brush drive side. That's really, yeah, that's about a whole inch. That's really thick. And then we can see where it pulled up a little bit of carpet as well, so that's not a good sign. We're going to do a test on the hard floor. We're going to do our standard performance reviews pickup test on hard floor. We have our breakfast cereal, cat litter, flour, and fresh pet hair. Let's see how it does. Again, we're going to use it on high. So we have a little bit of flour left. It did displace a little bit of breakfast cereal, but all of this is really, really good considering the brush doesn't actually shut off on this. So the squeegee in the rear of this unit right here is doing its job. You can see the flour on there as well, and it swallowed the pet hair just fine. So again, for quick pickups, not intended to clean your whole house, but if you just need to get quick pickups done, I think this would do that for you. We are now outside, and I'm having to empty this for like the third or the fourth time filming this video. The bin is fairly small. Again, that's normal for something this size. You can see here, hopefully, but if you look in the bin, you can see it didn't fill up evenly. The cyclone stopped being effective at some point and did not fill up evenly. So that means we're going to have to do a little bit more work to clean this out. The dirty business of bagless is something that nobody ever wants to talk about, but this is unnecessary in today's market where we have modern bag technology, and there's a whole reason that really nobody should recommend this, because this is more maintenance and more hassle than you have to do for a vacuum cleaner. And of course, this is just satisfying a trend more than anything. There's no actual real reason to do this. It doesn't make the vacuum perform better or anything. So with all that being said, when you do go to empty this, make sure you always go outside. Do not do this in your house. This sort of fine particulate, you should have a dust mask on if you are in an enclosed area. Otherwise, you need to be outside in a well-ventilated area and be aware of which way the wind's blowing. So we've started the clean-out process. You'll notice I had to open this up and then give it half twist. It's clearly marked with an arrow, which I appreciate. Then you have to pull this off and clean this and wash this. Again, this is the stuff you're going to do every use. And then in here, you'll need to tap this little filter out and replace him occasionally. My experience, a little filter like this is usually good for about 3 to 6 months at max. So those are all the things you're going to do on a regular basis to maintenance the machine. And then back here, we have a little filter, which is pretty much the same filter that I just pulled out of there. Right here, you can see this again, every 6 months to a year probably is going to have to replace. So keep in mind, you have multiple filters you have to change. You really are not saving any money, time, or hassle over going with a normal bagged option. Just want to show the process of cleaning this, because you are going to have to clean this out, like I said, almost every use. So even after you wash this, you can see the stuff, just all that dirt and debris. Like I said, it's a messy job. And then you're without your vacuum, because they don't include an extra set of filters, until all that stuff dries. So as far as getting low, it's pretty awkward. You can see that the unit tends to bump into something. Now if you turn it sideways like you would with a lot of canisters, you then again are left with a very awkward package. Unfortunately, when you have it on its side, because of the angle of this handle, it's almost impossible to control it. So you end up having to do two hands and use it like so when it's on its side. It's just extremely awkward. I think this really demonstrates the reason why the stick vacuum format is really only for quick pickups. This is not really to do any sort of thorough cleaning. And let's get into the final thoughts here. This is just a cordless vacuum for the sake of cashing in on the current cordless vacuum craze. There's no real reason to buy this one over the Hoover or the LG, a Dyson, or any of the others out there. And now I'm of course of the opinion that there's not much of a purpose for this form factor of vacuum, except for doing like quick pickups in the kitchen, things like that. And it's still not the best tool for the job. There are plenty of other offerings out there, both corded and cordless, that are a better option. But they sent this to me for review, so here is the review. And again, full disclosure, they sent this to me and this is not getting a great review. And as you guys know, I'm independent. I don't care how many free vacuums you send me. If you send me something that's not a great product, you're going to get a review like this. Well, folks, I want to thank you for watching first look at this new entry to the cordless market by Levoit, or however you want to say it. I'm not going to pretend to understand how to pronounce that. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you. If you have one of these, please comment below. I want to hear from you since this is a new product. Just would like to hear your experience with it. If you really like what we're doing, feel free to check out our Patreon, where we do some exclusive content for our Patreon supporters. Or if you just want to talk vacuums, check out our Discord server. Have yourself a wonderful day.